So I go in there. Well, this dealer has changed hands since I bought my car there, but they retained all the records and things from the previous
Ownership, right?
owner.
Right.
Well, from what I could gather from the client or from the what do you want to call the salesman there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a very certain ethnic dealership now.
Swedish?
No, not the Swedes. More of the dot variety.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Neeley. I did not know that you were still in town.
Exactly. So I went in there.
It is Monday. We must meet again Tuesday because it is quiet Monday.
It's muted Monday.
Muted Monday.
Yeah. So I went in there and, started chatting it up with the sales guy.
Okay.
And he's sitting there and I'm just like, man, you know what? This guy does not give me a good feeling at all. And so I told him, I said, well, I want to order the Camaro 2 SS. I want this red line interior, this, that, and the other. So he starts tapping away on his computer and so on and so forth. And then I got to go talk to the sales manager and yada, 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 the same old bit.
What shade of red would you like? Like the dot on my head?
So he comes back and he says, well, we can order you a car, but we can't get the 2SS. I said, why? What's the problem? He said, because they're shutting the line down. They're just building the cars on the parts that they have remaining, And the only package that I can get for you is the 1LE is what they called it. It's like a sports package.
Yeah.
It's this upgraded package. It's only $7,000 more.
That is just a small price to pay, Mr. Wendell. Just a small price to pay.
And I couldn't get the interior I wanted. I couldn't get the wheels that I wanted. I couldn't get the features I wanted. And I'm just like, why would I order this? This isn't what I want.
It may not be what you want, but it will be sold to you by our next president.
So he goes, well, this is the best we can do. So should we start the order? And I'm going, no, I don't want it.
Well, I just want you to stop right here for a second.
Yeah.
Just because I would like a little clarification. What price range are we talking about for you to settle for not getting what you want?
Well, the Camaro 2SS,
mm-hmm.
the MSRP on it is about $51,500.
$51,500.
Right.
But that's the one you want.
That's the one I want.
Okay.
The 1LE package or whatever the performance package is,
mm-hmm.
It's like $58,000.
Okay. And that's the one they're trying to sell you.
Well, that's the one that they said they can still build at the factory because they have those parts available. Now,
okay.
Because of my suspicion and because of my distrust of a certain ethnic group,
mm-hmm.
I'm like, are you telling me the truth here? My doubts were flying.
Did you say dots or doubts?
Well, both. Both. So he's because it just wasn't what I wanted, and he was just like, well, we could order this, we could still get this, it's still we could still get this build, should we order it? I'm just like, no, don't order it. I don't want it. He goes, well, let me go talk to the sales manager again, blah blah blah. So while he's away from his desk, I pull out the old iPhone and I
mm-hmm.
type in the old Google machine.
Yep.
2024 Camaro SS pops up immediately. There is one in transit to another dealership in St. Charles, Illinois.
You're like, goodbye.
It says, are you interested in this? Hell yes. Put in my name, number, email, blah, 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 hit send.
Right.
So while I'm sitting there at the desk while he's finishing his bullshit, I get
mm-hmm.
a text right away from a gal over there at the dealership, and she says, "Hey, I got your inquiry. Are you interested in this 2SS Camaro that's in transit to the dealership?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm looking for." And she says, "Well, We can keep you, apprised as to the status of the car because it's in transit here. It's going to be here anytime. I don't know when. And I said, yeah, please. I said, I have a 2018 SS. I want to trade in on it.
Right.
And I'm ready to make a deal. So she hits me back like 30 minutes later. She says, hey, I just talked to my sales manager. They're taking it off the truck right now as we speak.
Wow.
I said, well, hold on to it. I'll be there tomorrow.
Okay.
So I went in the next day, and sure as shit, there it was. You can pull it up on the screen if you want.
I will.
So I pulled into the dealership. They took me back into the receiving area, and there it was.
There she is.
Sitting there waiting for me. And the sales guy that I worked with by the name of Rocky, he said, you're lucky you came when you did because this is the last one we're getting.
Wow.
This is it. He said, I had another guy who wanted one, and he wanted to hem and haw around, and he didn't want to take delivery of it till next month sometime. And I told him, you better grab this because this is the last one. This is it. And I said, I'm taking it. I'll take it.
Nice. So did it have the interior and everything that you wanted, or no?
It doesn't have the red line interior that I wanted. It's got the black and gray. It's identical to the car that I traded in.
Okay.
There's a few new design, like the scoop on the hood. That's a redesign, and the cowl down below, there's a little bit of a redesign there, and there's the taillights are a little bit of a redesign. The body itself is exactly the same. The interior is exactly the same. Everything's exactly the same. It's got a quad exhaust. My car had a dual exhaust.
It looks pretty badass. That's for sure.
Trust me, it is badass. So with the tuned exhaust that this has, this thing sounds a lot meaner than the one that I just traded in today. I just brought this home 4 hours ago.
I'm surprised you did the show.
Well, you know what? So here's the thing. So I went in on Thursday.
Okay.
To look at this, and I took it for a test drive. It had 2 miles on it.
Right.
When I took it for a test drive, and this is in St. Charles. This is a dealership in St. Charles, Illinois, literally a mile down the street from the Arcada Theater that Akin plays at quite often.
Okay, so that's a pretty decent drive for you anyway.
Yeah, it's an hour and 40 minutes.
Right.
So this is at a dealership called Napleton Chevrolet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the dealership, the showroom and stuff, and my sales manager guy, representative Rocky, we were kind of chit chatting. Very, very friendly guy, very easygoing, laid back fella. He starts asking me, he goes, so, what do you do? Are you in a band or something? And I'm just like, well, I do a lot of things. I have a radio show. I travel with Akin. I was road manager with them, and I modify containers, and I'm a life coach and all these other things. I just do a lot of things,
Right.
And so we were just chatting it up, waiting for various paperwork to be done and things. And he went up to the front desk there where a couple of other fellows were working, and they were kind of appraising my car to give me, what the trade-in value on it was, and so on and so forth. And then he says to me, what was that band you're involved with? I said, Akin. 2 guys behind the counter. Oh my God, Akin, are you fucking kidding? We are like the biggest fans ever.
Sure you are.
No, they were. They seriously were. So they seriously were. I mean, the one guy, Larry, he goes, man, I just love George Lynch. He says, I met George, I met Don. Don has been the nicest guys. He's just chit-chatted with me like he knew me forever, just as friendly as can be. And then I got to meet George, and George was kind of standoffish and kind of an asshole. But we started talking about music, and they started whipping out all their photos of different guys that they met, like Kerry King and Gary Holt, and
right.
the guys in Dokken and, just all these photos, and goes, yeah, we go to all the shows and stuff. And we just love Dokken, and Dokken is like one of our favorite bands. So I told the guys over there at Napleton Chevrolet that I would give them a shout out tonight.
All right.
So I want to say hey to Brett, Larry, Derek, Chris, and Rocky. The guys are all fans.
Hello, boys.
So they're all listening tonight. I told them I'll give them a shout out tonight on the show. And
well, welcome. Hopefully we don't scare you away.
So Brett was the finance guy, and he had lived out in LA for a while, and he was into shooting music videos and doing video stuff, and we got into talking about that. And he's just a music fan as well, and all these guys. He goes, man, he says, you are like a no nonsense, no filter guy. He goes, because that's how I am. I said, well, listen to the show. That's the kind of stuff you want to hear. We have no filter there.
No, we don't.
So I pulled up some of our video, and played for them and stuff. So, well, hopefully those guys found their way to the show and tuned in tonight. So if you tuned in tonight, fellas, thank you for the good service today and getting me on my way with my new Camaro.
Look at that.
Because it came this close to not getting one.
Nice.
That's how close it was, because that window is closing down quickly.
Now, how close did you come to getting a ridiculous ticket for opening this bitch up on the way home?
I did. I did get on it a little bit a few times, but St. Charles is not the place you want to be hot rodding down the street over there. I mean, that's a very affluent, very Caucasian area.
And I'd imagine that car is just a cop magnet.
So, for those who, live somewhat of an affluent lifestyle and, enjoy people of a lighter shade of
Swedish.
Exactly. That's the place to live. So I will probably be seeing those guys March 1st, because that's the first day that the first show of 2024 for Dokken, and they'll be playing at the Arcada Theater at the Onesti Entertainment Group.
Nice.
March 1st.
They're off all the way till then?
Yeah, well, that's only 10 weeks from now.
Yeah, no, it's a long time for them.
Yeah, I know, but that's the first show of the year.
Okay.